Good afternoon. I am here in my car. No, I'm not driving. Thank you for tuning in to OG Star Wars. This is Laura Baggett, and there's a lot of crazy news going on in George Lucas' realm. And we get Benioff and Weiss leaving. So no trilogy from them, which it is what it is. I wasn't gonna watch it. And then we have Kasdan now, basically putting Lucasfilm under the bus about Solo, this Star Wars story. And so my conclusion to that is this is a result of how Lucasfilm allows their associates to bash their established fans, how much they alienated us established fans. And I say this goes back to the very foundation. Yeah, the movies are the basic foundations for all the entire lore, but the main foundation, or the main area that they got rid of, was the original EU. And many of the established fans, we can call ourselves hardcore, whatever you want to, put that label to distinguish us or anyone from the casual moviegoer. When we get a standalone film about a character that either, like for example, Han Solo, or maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi, us established fans, especially the ones that were well in tune with the original EU, expanded universe, we see beloved characters being reinvented. We see that in Thrawn. Mind you, yes, Zahn rewrote him, but it's still not the same character arc. There's still not the same development. Some of the elements are still not the same because he has to fit it into the Disney narrative. And that's my argument with that. But let's go back to this little fiasco that's going on. It's like the world is crumbling underneath Disney Lucasfilm, and I think if they would have went everything about the whole foundation and Star Wars much more smarter. And that first is, keeping everything that George gave them. I'm not just saying any kind of treatments that George written, because when he wrote those treatments, he wrote them in the exchange of the new of Star Wars. So when it was bought out, right before then, he gave it to them. But before that, even into the early, like 2008. For example, and it might be 2007, he was still saying that with the movies, Return of the Jedi was the last story, and everything else was told in the novels. Okay, so if they would have kept the original EU, and they wouldn't have just took that treasure trove, basically, I'm going back to the interview, he gave them a treasure trove of lore. And that's not just the movies, that's just not any possible ideas that he have written over the years to create Star Wars. That's just not the cartoons. It's also the novelizations, the comics, the games. Disney had it all. They had it all to expand on. And many people say that, well, no one's going to want to go back and read the novels. I think that's a bunch of bull crap, because not everybody went and read the Lord of the Rings until the movies. So you still had the hardcore fans for that, for the books, for that little IP. Then we got the movies, and then those who didn't read the books yet but seen the movies now are reading the books. So there's a process there people don't understand. So imagine that if we would have got a Han Solo that maybe was more liking to the Han Solo trilogies, or maybe even to the Corellian trilogies, when we have Jason, Jaina, and Anakin in such a younger age, maybe the fans would have invested it more. However, if we would have got a trilogy that was more reflective towards the lore, and I will stick to my guns and say after Crucibles, where it was a proper age for our beloved actors and actress to portray their characters, and expanded and handed the heirloom, this, you know, basically the Jedi of the Sword, Ben Skywalker, all of them, and reflected on that story, added some wheels in there, and looking for Abeloth and how to destroy her for the peace of the galaxy. We would have seen the transition going all the way into Legacy Comics, all the way to Cade, Nat, and Cole. We would have seen that progression, and I think that we would probably been a little bit more stable. So in the beginning, the blame goes to Disney, Lucasfilm, to Bob Iger. I'm sorry, yes, some people will not agree with me, but Bob Iger had a lot to do with it. In fact, there's a quote that Bob said that he wanted George to know that Lucasfilm will not have a say over Disney, what Disney wants. So Disney is the mothership for Lucasfilm now. They are the owners. So they initially have the say. So that's just like when George was the owner of, because he's the owner creator, so that's when he still had his beloved Star Wars. Everything that he wanted was put into the lore. Everything that wasn't wanted was not put in. So going from there and seeing Kasdan talk about Solo, and then seeing Benioff and Weiss given up their trilogy, that says a lot. And then still seeing like Freddie Prinze Jr. bash the fans, and, you know, even Rian Johnson taking his time now and then to just do a little bit of shots here and there. That foundation is very unstable, and Mark Hamill was right when he said think about the fans. So I'm gonna end with this. This is not any fault of any of the fans. We either spoke with our own opinion through social media, we either spoke with the dollar, or a combination thereof, and this is the result of it. And it still breaks my heart, because I came in, like I said before, I came in wanting something. I wanted to see which direction Disney was going to take this. I was hoping to still have the same lore that George won awards over, for such an expanded universe that he and his team created. Now being reinvented, this was basically a formula of a crumble, crumbling foundation. That's what I meant to say. So I'm gonna leave it here. You guys have a great day, and you know, continue to love Star Wars the way you love it. Mind you, if you love Disney, Lucasfilm, as well as George's era, I have nothing against you. This is my preference, and this is what I see. And if you'd never liked the EU, that's fine. If you only like the movies and now like the explained universe of Disney, Lucasfilm, that's fine as well. But the evidence is right in front of everybody. They're crumbling right now. And so maybe we may see a pause, maybe not. Maybe we'll see better quality materials in there, maybe not. Just keep watching, keep loving what you love, keep reading those expanded universe novelizations. Please share with me in the comments below which one is your favorite era, or even down to the novel, or maybe even series or trilogy. Share with me below and let me know. And you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. May the Force be with you.